And Mr. Downey, I really I have such a hard time believing that that medication will test positive for meth. I mean, would be a nationwide problem. I mean, to make Vyvanse is going to get just sued. You know, it's
Judge, I'm here on Brittany DeFraui. She's not on docket, I don't think. When we spoke last, I had just gotten on the case. We had heard about her allegations of testing positive for methamphetamine, which was a concern to me. Since that time, and she's here, we have had an opportunity to dig into it a bit more. Ms. DeFraui apparently was taking both Adderall and Vyvanse. It appears from what we can tell from the drug lab tests that we are seeing, they may well have been testing for the Vyvanse. Vyvanse.
I can't imagine that Vyvanse is going to make you test positive for methamphetamine.
It can. Apparently Vyvanse I've got the articles here, I'll be happy to share with you, but Vyvanse metabolizes down into a form called D-amphetamine, which I'm going to mess it up, but it's D-amphetamine, which will test positive for methamphetamine. In fact, the same lab testing agency that Harris County is using is now involved in
two federal
lawsuits for testing people positive for methamphetamine, when in fact they are not. We're trying
to see that.
Yeah, where we're trying to untangle the kind of circumstance here. We've become aware of some other allegations involving alcohol testing device in her car. And it's my understanding there are also some email chains between my client and her old probation officer about her reporting dates and her testing. And apparently this previous probation officer had some discussions with her about knowing that the Vyvanse would test positive on the UA test. We're trying to gather all those.
But there's still other violations? And is she continuing to test and make sure that she's not using alcohol or?
The last drug test I have is from October 31st. She also is obscuring the camera in her on her device. And I didn't.
Come up, Mr. Fraui.
Violations. I mean, any emails between the previous officer and your client.
And I'm sorry, you don't what?
See any emails between your client
Yeah.
and the previous officer.
It's unacceptable if you're covering the device when you're supposed to be blowing into it.
She's not covering the device yet.
It's like obscured. It's looking at the camp, like it's looking at the sky. There's other people going into the device.
Oh, no. Oh.
If I may, Judge.
Oh.
What we're seeing, there's not a routine pattern of this. What we're seeing is that there are occasions, and Mr. Fraui can speak to this, she would go back in and get everything recalibrated whenever it was brought to her attention that she was not being captured on it. To be fair, there have been occasions when other people have driven the car and they necessarily must blow in it, but it is not a pattern behavior. It is very sporadic.
And then on top of all of this, Judge, she also is on probation and felony court, and it looks like they're gonna push a motion.
If I may, I've already spoken to felony court. They're not pushing the motion. They are waiting to resolve this issue. I went up there just now, and the judge up there is staffing it and is going to try to get to the bottom of this methamphetamine problem.
I'd like to send her for a drug and alcohol test now while she's here. And then we need to have a hearing with regard to the methamphetamine and the Vyvanse issue, you know, and
I'm waiting on a letter from Jimmy Valentine, who is a nationally recognized toxicologist, about this issue. I think it's going to resolve everything, but I mean,
well, I appreciate the tenacity, but I'm going to have issues if you're trying to cover the camera. If you're trying to do things of this nature, I'm telling you now, I'm going to have a humongous problem with it. And don't care if you have Jesus here representing you, but if you are trying to be disingenuous by covering the camera, I'm telling you now, I'm going to have issues with it. Don't cover the camera. Don't have other people blow into it, because the idea is that if that car is moving, and you're behind the wheel, you're supposed to be taking the breath test, not someone else, and then them allowing you to drive.
Nobody else is.
If I find that that happens, I'm going to lose it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm going to send her for a test now. I want to set it for a hearing, perhaps in 2 weeks, so that I think we need to have an expert too. I mean, we need to figure out how we're going to have someone come testify on the issue as far as Vyvanse and I don't know. Let me reach out to my my staff and figure out how we're going to go forward. Let's do like 2 to 3 weeks. We'll set it for a hearing, a formal hearing. You know, have the probation officer ready, every allegation ready to go.
We would only ask, and we'll be happy to do that. We just asked for a list of what we're battling.
Yeah, of course. Is everything operational now as far as interlocks? Is she still reporting now?
Yes, sir. As far as I can tell, everything is still operational and she's reporting.
What is the cause number, Shatori, please?
That's here in misdemeanor. It is,
394034.
Tell me,
She was supposed to come in, to turn herself in and sign admitted conditions to go through it. That's what she was here for.
that's right. Right.
And then,
it's not on the docket.
Why is the felony court unhappy?
because that's the same case review we did and they requested a motion from what I saw, but I guess they went upstairs. They said something else.
Who's in the 184th? Who's that?
That's Cat Thomas, Judge.
Okay. All right, so let's set the hearing for 3 weeks. Okay, and then I'm gonna get with my staff to see how we're gonna go forward as far as
Understood.
the methamphetamine issue.
Yeah, we'll be happy to share everything we find about. We're still untangling it, but you know, I've been in a lot of these problems and this one is giving me pause. It sounds like something where we may be going down the wrong path. So I want to bring it to your attention.
Don't test positive from now. And I'm telling you now, I'm gonna drug test you like crazy and I'm gonna test you for alcohol like crazy. Do you understand?
Good.
Don't test positive because it's really gonna go sideways real quick. Okay, all right.
Understood.
Pick a day, 3 weeks, and then we'll set it for a hearing.
Yes, sir.
Formal hearing. Okay?
Do you want her to come back after the drug test?
No, if it's positive, then I'll reach out to them,
Okay.
but I guess we'll go forward.
Oh, sorry,
It's okay.
one other thing.
Sure.
Just wanted clarification that she can keep taking her prescription medication, as prescribed by the doctor.
Yeah, as long as she has a valid prescription for it, of course. Right. I mean, I never have an issue with taking anything, but I really, and Mr. Downey, I really I have such a hard time believing that that medication will test positive for meth. I mean, that would be a nationwide problem and just, I mean, to make Vyvanse is going to get just sued, you know, it's,
You've got, where are the two federal cases on?
So one of them is Missouri,
And the other one is California.
maybe Michigan.
can
I
you,
have one of them.
will you mind emailing me those so I can see those? I'd like to take a look, see what they say,
But,
the allegations.
there was like the DOJ just settled some sort of lawsuit with them for like 1.3 million. So it's like, yeah.
That's our county's.
With regard to, because this test positive allegedly for,
So it had to do, I think they may be two separate issues. It's hard to know without being able to dive into it more. But it all stemmed from like AverHealth drug testing, with like paternity issues. So I guess divorced couples arguing over disputes amongst like who can have access to the kids. Parents were testing positive falsely. And then a lawsuit got generated by that. I think the DOJ looked into like their procedures and whether or not they were following exactly like what they said they were going to under contract, but it's all like related. So I know that's clear as
So
mud.
I'd like to
but-
look at those two
Sure.
cases, see, did they file a lawsuit on the theory that, hey, you guys are creating false positives for methamphetamine?
Yeah, so it's the plaintiff's class action lawsuit. This was out of Missouri. The plaintiffs all filed dismissals. I'm not a civil guy, but I don't know if that means reading between the lines, like they settled out. But it definitely was, there are two plaintiffs that were filing allegations, tested positive for certain substances that they did not consume. And one of those was methamphetamine. So, yeah, happy to pass it along.
Please.